are tuned in to a fireside chat with Zany Mystic. Join us now on another exciting metaphysical journey. Relax, tune in, drop out, and take a seat by the fire as we explore new realms and possibilities. This is Magenta Pixie. You can find me at magentapixie.weebly.com. But now, here is Zany Mystic and guest. Enjoy the show.
Greetings and welcome to a fireside chat with Zany Mystic. I'm your host, Lance White. Tonight, my guest, Jay Weidner, returns. Jay is a renowned author, filmmaker, and Hermetic scholar. Together with his wife, Sharon Rose, they founded Sacred Mysteries DVD collection, which range from subjects such as the Cross of Henday and the End of Time to his most recent groundbreaking work on life after death titled Infinity. In this show, we hope to touch upon practical alchemy, Gnosticism, Sophia, and the Earth as a metadimensional being. I encourage everyone to visit Sacred Mysteries Cinema at www.sacredmysteriecinema.com and get one of his videos for yourself or for gifts or for family. These are decades of research, and they're beautiful, inspiring films full of wisdom and light. And for 2010, all of the books and videos are 25% off if you use the code Christ25. Now, I could go on espousing Jay's many talents and accomplishments for the next 55 minutes, but we'd rather hear from him. So let's welcome Jay to the show now. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hey, Lance, I'm great. I'm glad you didn't go on with that.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I'm making them shorter and shorter.
Good.
But actually, go ahead.
My website is actually sacredmysteries.com.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so
go there and get yourself a discount on these great DVDs.
Yeah, there's a couple that I want to get. I noticed I still don't have the one for Terence McKenna and the one by John Lamb Lash on Sophia Returning. You've got some fantastic stuff there.
Yeah, that Terence McKenna one especially is actually the last thing that Terence did before he died, and actually the last thing the director did. It was his last film too.
Wow.
And they shot it in Prague, and he actually goes into a real alchemy lab at the end of the movie, and and shows you how alchemy works, and just really a cool movie.
Well, I'm going to pick those two up myself before the end of the year, so I've made my commitment. That'll be a present to myself.
You'll enjoy it.
And also, on your site, which is JayWeidner.com, right?
Yep.
There's just reams of free material and esoteric articles, and some of my favorite groundbreaking work, which is the work you did with Stanley Kubrick in the moon landings.
Yeah, that's all free, all waiting there. I got a new film about Stanley coming out, hopefully, in a couple months, and I'm looking forward to getting that out. I had to stop production to start production on a feature film I'm doing. But as soon as I get done with this feature film, then I'll get back to finishing the editing on the Kubrick's Odyssey, Hidden Secrets from the Films of Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, that is going to be a wonderful movie. I can't wait to see that.
I'll send you a copy.
Good work.
Yep.
Are you going to be on any, you've been on the History Channel and all those other channels. Do you have any programs coming up, too?
Yeah, in February, I'm on a show called Decoded. Brad Meltzer, I think, is his name, and they're putting a lot of money into it, and they did a whole special on the Georgia Guidestones, and I flew out to Georgia and talked to them, and I think that's going to be a pretty interesting show, actually.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Population at 500,000, right.
500 million, but yeah.
All right. That should be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, too. Your work is always on the cutting edge of what people don't even know yet.
Well, they're getting there. I'm hopeful, so.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see you and Jesse Ventura team up and do a show someday.
Well, we did one. We did one on 2012 in the Denver airport.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you did.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Yeah, it was really good. And Jesse's new show on 911 is just a blockbuster. So I think it premiered last night, and it is just, I mean, this guy, you talk about courage.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes, well, where does one find that? Is that
it's on YouTube. Just type in, I don't know, maybe Jesse Ventura 911 and maybe December 17th, 2010 or December 18th, 2010. He's done 2 shows on 911. This is by far superior to the first one, and really lets out a lot of information about 911 that, you and I probably know, but most people don't. So it's going to come as a real shock, I think, to John Q. Public and Joan Public. If they're watching or if they care, I don't know. Maybe they're all on some kind of drugs or something nowadays, and nobody knows what's going on. I can't really explain a lot of the ignorance out there anymore.
Well, I can't either, but there's a lot of stuff in the water and the air and the food we eat, so, you know.
Yep.
But he did another one. Did you see the one he did on True TV for the BP about the BP oil spill being intentional?
Oh my God, it was incredible. And also there's one on water.
Yes.
Yeah, his one on water is incredible.
Oh yeah, and it just goes on. That's a must see for people.
Yeah, in fact, the whole series is a must see. Actually, last year and this year, it's the best TV on. And kudos to Jesse for having the courage. Get it out. Yeah. We need more guys.
I could get him on the show. I think he's probably pretty busy right now. I admire him. He's at the top.
Definitely.
Definitely at the top.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We were going to touch upon some things that might be helpful for what's going on today. We're entering into the winter solstice and the eclipse and so on, so there's some different energies going on, and this also involves alchemy, which is the transformation of the coarse into the finer. And you know a lot more about it than I do, so I'm not even going to try to describe it, but how can that be made practical during these times when there's so much confusion and chaos and negativity?
Well, I'm probably a fool for even attempting to do this, but at this late date, and I feel compelled to try to give people an explanation for practical alchemy so they can understand that this is not some fantasy concocted by madmen in their basement with breathing too much mercury vapors, although that might be true too. Mercury will turn your brain into Swiss cheese in about 3 minutes.
Oh,
so don't mess with mercury.
But your teeth.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the reason I picked your show to try to do this is because, one thing, I like you and I like your style, but also your show doesn't have any ads, and I really, if I'm going to get going on this, I don't know if I can handle a break, into an ad.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even bother with most shows because I need a little time just to warm it up to get people to understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I'm going to start. I'm going to go as fast as I can here and try to set the groundwork for what alchemy is. All right?
All right.
All right. So just kind of let's kick back and open your mind to what I'm saying. If you hear things that you think are pretty weird and strange, just try to skid your way through it until we get to where I'm going. All right, so we'll start out by saying that Newton and Einstein were dead wrong, okay? And actually Newton himself put the world on a course, a collision course with disaster by creating his theory of gravity. Because it is not gravity that is attracting you to the earth or causing an apple to fall. In fact, it is questionable as to whether gravity exists at all. The physicists will tell you there's 4 forces in the universe. There's your weak and your strong nuclear forces, your electromagnetic force, and gravity. And they admit that gravity is the weakest of all the forces. Yet, with Einstein and Newton, they've concocted a whole universe which is completely governed by the weakest of the 4 forces. And and it is not true. And what this did was this taking a wrong turn in science has caused us to make one mistake after another until we're in the situation that we're in right now. The real truth of the matter is, and what alchemists have known for a long time, is that the universe, the world, the earth, is actually not driven by gravitational forces. It's driven by electromagnetic forces. It's an electric universe. And the force that holds you down to earth is electromagnetic force. And there's two aspects to this idea. One is that, and I may use the terms negative and positive, but I don't mean negative as in a bad way. I'm just as the opposite of positive to allow me to be able to explain myself. So we'll say that the Earth is a negative force, and then the space around the Earth is a positive force. And by force, I mean it has a charge. It has a quality. And anything that's not touching the ground has this positive force, and anything that's touching the ground has a negative force. Now, some things that are touching the ground have only a negative force on the bottom part of their structure or their construct, and at the top part of their body or their construct, they have the positive force. Again, I'm not saying positive as a form of good or negative as a form of bad, only two separate forces. Okay? The force that causes growth is the positive force, which exists outside the externalized structure of the Earth. Okay? And the air is filled with this force that elevates and brings up from the ground. Okay? And the negative force is trying to bring the positive force down into the ground. And these two forces are at work, and when they work correctly, they create life, humans, intelligence, etc. Now, this positive force is moving through the air, falling downwards, and when it strikes the ground, it turns into a negative force. Okay? So, this positive force causes expansion. It causes things to elongate, causes things to grow. The negative force causes things to become compact, to gain weight, to fall closer into the earth. As you live, and when you're born, you're imbued with a lot of the positive force because you've never touched the ground. You're in your mother's womb. You never touch the ground. And in village life, in a lot of villages in the old days, the baby never touched the ground. It was just passed along from person to person or goes to the crib, and it never touches the ground. And it is when that baby first touches the ground that it begins a kind of a process of becoming heavy, becoming denser. And as we grow up, we begin to lose this positive force and gain in the negative force. And people who are old, like me, know that, you get denser as you get older. It gets harder to move. You have to work twice as hard at exercise just to keep anywhere near as limber as you were. And everything is you're getting shorter. I've lost probably about 3/4 of an inch over my life here. And I don't play sports or anything. It's just natural. It's just this negative force. It's not gravity. It's this negative force, not negative as a form of bad. I wish I could, maybe we should call it the red force and the blue force. And then it won't have any charge. So it's called the earth force, the green force, and the sky force, the blue force, or something. Okay? So then I don't want to attach any charges to it. But as we grow older, the negative force, or the green force, takes over until the moment of your death, when it wins the battle, and it drags you down into the earth. Okay?
Okay.
All right? That time, at the moment of death, the positive force of the spirit body.
In this show, we hope to touch upon practical alchemy, Gnosticism, Sophia, and the Earth as a metadimensional being. I encourage everyone to visit Sacred Mystery Cinema at www.sacredmysterycinema.com and get one of his videos for yourself or for gifts or for family. These are decades of research, and they're beautiful.
I'm glad you didn't go on with that.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I'm making them shorter and shorter.
Good.
I don't like it. Go ahead.
My website is actually sacredmysteries.com.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so
go there and get yourself a discount on these great DVDs.
Yeah, there's a couple that I want to get. I noticed I still don't have the one for Terrence McKenna and the one by John. Greetings, and welcome to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. I'm your host, Lance White. Tonight, my guest, Jay Weidner, returns. Jay is a renowned author, filmmaker, and Hermetic scholar. Together with his wife, Sharon Rose, they founded Sacred Mysteries DVD collection, which range from subjects such as the Cross of Henday and the End of Time to his most recent groundbreaking work on life after death titled Infinity, inspiring films full of wisdom and light. And for 2010, all of the books and videos are 25% off if you use the code Christ25. Now, I could go on espousing Jay's many talents and accomplishments for the next 55 minutes, but we'd rather hear from him. So let's welcome Jay to the show now. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hey, Lance. I'm great.
Are tuned in to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. Join us now on another exciting metaphysical journey. Relax, tune in, drop out, and take a seat by the fire as we explore new realms and possibilities. This is Magenta Pixie. You can find me at magentapixie.weebly.com. But now, here is Zany Mystic and guest. Enjoy the show.